We've got flags and banners, and if you mind your manners, we might even get to standards and what they represent. So just take my voice's hand and we'll both try to understand how this VexHeads logic podcast could be flagged for content. Flagged for content. What's up, VexHeads, and welcome to episode 50 of Flagged for Content. It's the only podcast that has the electrolytes that plants crave. It is also a Flags for Good podcast, so if you don't mind kindly moseying on over to flagsforgood.com/flagged4content for like the number, and pick yourself a couple flags out, maybe to it doesn't have to be the show's flag. It could be the show's flag because they do offer that. But it doesn't have to be the show's flag. But anyway, when you go to checkout, when you're buying the show's flag, you should probably put flagged for content for like the number again in the little, code discount thing bar and net yourself a sweet 10% while helping the show out at the same time. I appreciate it in advance. Speaking of merch, I am going to put all of our links down in the show notes, not even in the show notes themselves, but down in the little drop-down menu, the descriptor thing down there. Hopefully, I'm going to try and start making this easier for both audio and video folks. But it should be all in the notes there if you want to link to our Patreon, where you can actually listen to some stuff for free, like, little 30-second to 1 minute, like excerpts from stuff. Decide maybe you want to sign up, whatever. We have some cool stuff in there. You get on our Discord, like a lot of stuff is going down on the Discord. It's always fun in there, etc. Like merch, a few other things. But anyway, I'm going to start trying to keep better notes down there and just better links. All that aside, I wanted to get that out of the way in one fell swoop, which I don't know if I accomplished, but we have a hell of an episode to get into today. Frédéric Lindboe is back, and he is talking not about the Forest Fens flag that we talked about last time that he created, as you well know, but about family flags, personal flags, stuff like that. Also, man, his overrated, underrated, the intro stuff is pretty wild too. So obviously, don't skip that because it's a ride. But yeah, this is a great one. I am going to debut my family flag that he designed for me. So definitely check that out. If you're a viewer, obviously it's going to be on the screen. If you are a listener, it will be in the notes. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say before we get into this one. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into episode 50 of Flagged for Content. Folks, we have not only an amazing guest, we have a returning guest this week. You know him from episode 31, the second most watched of this very show. You know him from his flag design reviews on Instagram, and you know him as the father of the Forest Fens flag. It's Frédéric Lindboe!
Thank you.
How was that?
That was amazing.
Thanks. I hope I can match that energy even a little bit for the rest of it. We'll see.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
No, yeah, it's way earlier here than obviously visibly dark where you're at and visibly light here. So what time is it over there?
9 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy to be back, Andy. Thank you for inviting me back.
It's good to have you back, man. What have you been up to in the last, 9 months or so? Anything interesting?
7 months, 7.5 months.
7.5 months?
I've been making some other stuff with my wife other than flags.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Very cool.
So it'll be unraveled. What do you call it? What do you call those YouTube episodes when you unboxing?
An
It'll be
unboxing?
an unboxing in the middle of March.
Okay. We'll leave that in. Well, that's cool. Hey, also, speaking of that, is this the first podcast that you've dropped this news on?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
And we got the exclusive. We got the exclusive, folks. Because I was thinking, I know you were on another podcast somewhat recently that I listened to, even though it was in Norwegian. What is it called?
It's called 198 land in Norwegian, 198 countries.
Oh, 198
in English.
Countries, right.
It's Norwegian geography podcast. Quite popular. So I was
Yeah,
happy to
yeah.
be on. I doubled my amount of Instagram followers
Oh yeah,
after that. Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to it and I don't even speak Norwegian, so. But I was like, I'll understand a little bit. You know, they're both Germanic languages, although a
Mm.
little bit removed. But I understood, you know, some of the country names. Like I think Iceland was in there.
It was mentioned.
Yeah, I don't remember what else, but anyway.
We talked about my favorite flags and my least favorite flags.
Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get into what is on the flagpole today. Folks, you will never believe this. We have an overrated flag. We have an underrated flag. We don't talk about Alaska's flag. Then we will get into Frédéric's creation and use of both personal and family flags, his one and only flag design gig, and if we have time, a couple flags he's designed for organizations.
Oh.
All of which, in his words, will make for a difficult audio experience. But first, before we get into any of that, Frédéric, I like to ask my guest, what is your favorite flag?
So this might not come as a surprise for people who've listened to that Norwegian podcast, and maybe you got it as well, because I will say that my favorite flag is the flag of Cuba.
I did hear you talk a lot about Cuba. That one,
Yes.
What is Cuba in Norwegian? It's pretty...
Cuba.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's no diphthong, but Cuba. Yeah, and with a K.
Yeah.
Is it? No, maybe it's not. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. It's still my favorite flag.
Sure. Yeah. Doesn't matter. There's no words on it. That's yeah.
Like I don't really have a favorite flag, but I was like forced to pick one, and I picked that one, and I'll stick with it. I just really like it. It's got stuff I like, stripes and horizontal stripes. So I just think that flag just looks amazing, just as a pure aesthetical thing, and also it just checks all the boxes of like what I think is important in flag design, and also it has an element that I don't like, but it still rocks it.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. All right. So I just want the stripes. I love stripes, because you can see them. If you just see a huge Cuban flag with so if you don't know what it looks like, blue and white horizontal stripes, and then what do you call it? A chevron?
Chevron,
a red chevron towards the hoist with a star in it, with a white star. But just imagine a huge flag or a flag in slow motion, just flying in the wind, and you can just see the wind waves or the flag waves just. Also, that physics nerd in me just really, really likes it. I think the shade of blue is amazing. I think for my family flag, that's what I said to the producer. I said, which blue do you want? Cuban blue, or maybe it was Estonian blue, but both of them are great.
Sure, yeah,
yeah, and so it just has the stripes, and also I think it works really well with the chevron, just to make it like a bit more interesting than just stripes. And just bam, power, red, revolution,
Yeah,
and also,
I mean, I'm a fan.
Yeah, and also the inside the chevron, the star. And here's the thing: I don't like stars and flags. I think they're cliche, because they just don't really. Why do you need a star? What do they mean? Oh, this star means the 5 provinces. This star, the 5 or the 4 big events in country's history, or whatever. It's like you can make it. The star in itself doesn't mean it doesn't have any meaning. It's just it's a symbol that people like to use. Sort of.
Yeah, as proof of its overuse. I mean, like from right here where I'm sitting, without even completely turning around, I've got this bunting up here. You can kind of see. Yeah. And just on like this wall alone, there are 12 stars on flags, and then I can see 2 there and 3 there. So a little overused. I mean,
well, sometimes stars like are cool, and especially if you don't have 5-pointed stars when you use other.
I do prefer a 6-pointed star,
because then you put some meaning into the number of points in the stars, But like a 5-pointed star, usually cliche, but still, Cuba, they rock that star. It's like amazing. It's like Viva la Revolución.
Yeah,
and which made me believe, like, I thought the Cuban flag was a product of the Cuban Revolution. Turns out it's not.
It's older.
It predates the revolution. And just imagine how cool your flag must be for the revolution to not overthrow
Right.
The
That is
last
a really good.
regime's flag. You know, that's like I really like that fact. You know,
Yeah, that's a
yeah. If I
fantastic
gotta,
point. Because
if I
usually any
gotta,
revolutionary regime, right, left, whatever,
yeah,
comes in and they change the flag, or they
yeah,
at least like slightly alter something, whether it's colors or an element or
yeah,
something. But yeah, no, they were like, this already, this already rocks. Let's stick with this.
yeah. So I just imagine like, oh, what must the Cuban soccer team like? Like how will they dress? Will their kits look like? Like there's so much potential, you know. We'll do the blue and white stripes on the jerseys. We'll have red shorts, you know, and just
Mhm.
boom, lots of cool things just to stand out. And it's I found like with the emblem of the soccer federation or something.
Uh-huh.
It's just a white star and a red triangle, and then just sort of stripe artwork around. Just so cool how they adapt the flag. So yeah, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Cuba is my favorite
Okay.
flag.
Right on. Off of that, how
Yeah.
do you feel about like Puerto Rico's flag and or the what's it called, the Estelada from the Catalan one?
Yeah, I really like the Estelada flag.
I think it's one of my favorites.
Can I
I think
shoot
for a
in?
lot of reasons
Yeah,
that you just listed.
I thought about doing the Estelada actually uh, as a maybe the underrated flag, but maybe it's not underrated. It's just really cool. So
It's really
I
cool.
have it. Can I shoot in an Estelada story?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah, because that
Anytime.
was not scripted. Okay, so I have the Estelada flag
The
in my
rest of this is
collection.
scripted, so you guys know. Sorry. Go on.
Was not pre
No, I know.
agreed upon.
Yeah.
The Estelada, which is then the independence flag of Catalonia, in
Right.
well, in Spain, you know, it's in
Yeah.
Spain, but they want to be
Catalunya.
independent, so they have
Yeah.
they have the like the region, the autonomous province one. There's just the red
Mm.
and yellow stripes.
Yeah.
That's like the autonomous region, like the official autonomous region. And then they add a blue chevron and a white star just to say this is Catalonia Independent Day
Hmm.
flag. So
Yeah.
when for my flag collection, I buy flags to the places I visit,
Yeah.
which
I
is
started that way.
then it's nice to be a European because it's not too far. And
Right.
we have this thing called Interrail. So I remember,
Yes.
summer of 2019 with my
Yeah.
then girlfriend, now wife,
Hmm.
soon mother to my firstborn.
Hmm.
Um, and we trained ourselves down to Spain and Catalonia eventually. We got the Catalonian flag in this like super political shop.
Uh-huh.
It was some sort of like political activist shop
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
I could get like where can I get the flag in best quality that's not just super touristy, like €5. So I got
The
it for
kind of place that doesn't also sell the Spanish flag. They
yeah.
probably, yeah.
And so I got the flag for €10.
Hey,
Just
nice.
in this political shop right next to the cathedral, the Sagrada Familia.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And we had
I might even
booked.
know where. Yeah.
Yeah, just the big Gaudi. Like if you go to Barcelona, that is something you need to see because that's the most amazing architecture. Like I'm not
Yeah.
a fan of architecture, or just I'm not that interested. Like
Well,
it's
it's
the
got so
only
many
time.
different types from so many different, it's been going on for what, like 80, no, 60 something years or I
Oh,
don't know,
more than that. I think they're
80?
100-year. It was before Gaudi was. Did it begin before he died? He died like soon 100 years ago. So I think it's been going on
Oh,
for
I didn't
about
know
100
that.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hit
Anyway.
by a tram.
Yeah.
Anyway, next thing after buying that flag, we had booked a visit to the Sagrada Familia, huge
Mhm.
cathedral, and they have this sort of airport security
Right. Yeah.
type of security entrance.
Yeah.
So with the metal detectors. So I put my bag with my flag inside through the metal scanner, and then coming out of the metal scanner, the machine goes beep 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 beep. And they're like, okay, can we look inside? Okay, doesn't matter. And security guard opens the bag, takes out the flag, and she says, "Oh, sorry, sorry, not allowed." And then she kisses the flag like, but very good, very good. Hides it away, and then you come back get it when you're done. I don't know why that
What?
sounded Asian. I was going for a Spanish
I
accent.
was wondering. Well, that's the first thing I was wondering about. Secondly, though, was like, why can't you have a flag? Is it because
Well,
you can't have anything political? Do they actually separate church and state, unlike the U.S.?
I think. Well, that was my question as well.
No,
Like,
yeah.
why can't I have the flag inside? Especially if they like it. I think it's the clear instructions, like no political activism within this.
Oh,
Like,
okay, right.
it'll just become a mess, you know?
They're wondering, yeah, they don't want like 10 people to surreptitiously kind of come in with flags and then like do a
Yeah.
whole demonstration or
Just
whatever.
imagine, or like, just imagine if like Stop Oil also did that and poured like soup onto. Yeah, it would just be terrible.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
that just wasn't allowed. But also, like, how the hell do they detect the flag within the
I don't
bag?
know if it was a metal
Why
thing,
did the metal detector go boom, 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 or ding, ding,
like
ding?
the eyelets. You wouldn't think would be big enough if it even had eyelets.
No, it's just like sort of strings to make a knot.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it was
That's weird.
This random test or just random check. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll never know. So
Hey,
okay,
whatever.
that was my Estelada story.
But yeah, I love that one. I love Puerto Rico. I think
Yeah.
I do like Cuba's over Puerto Rico's, though. Just I think on the basis of the colors, not just where
Yeah.
they are, but the shades.
Yeah.
Although I do like Puerto Rico's older one with a little lighter shade of blue before.
Yeah.
Before they I don't know if they were required to change it to the U.S. color, but I think they did.
Okay. Speaking of Puerto Rico, I need to do another flag detour.
Okay.
Because yes, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Here we go.
There's this Norwegian ferry company.
Norwegian Cruise Lines? Just kidding. Go on.
Yeah, it's not cruise lines. You know, in Norway we have like fjords and islands and stuff. So there are not boats, or no, there are not bridges or tunnels to every place on the west coast.
Right, that makes sense.
So the ferry companies, like, that's a big business, and old ferry companies or boat ship companies, they have flags because that's what they did on boats. And one of those companies, I think it's Norled, they have the same flag as Puerto Rico.
Really?
They do. They did. Maybe they've changed their logo, or logo or flag, but like it was the Puerto Rican flag, maybe with the star slightly tilted and the.
Okay, I've got to see that. Not necessarily right now, but I may put it up on the video. What's it? Yeah. How do I spell this?
Norled. And I think now they've changed their logo, from the Puerto Rican flag to just some blue, red and white triangles on blue.
Yeah.
Was
it
the
looks
right
like a
company?
lightning bolt. Yeah.
So, which was a shame because, I think they changed it over the. Oh no, we have the Puerto Rican flag. We can't have that. It's like, why?
I mean, probably.
When will there be a confusion?
The only difference I can see
to the Caribbean, what's happening?
That's a long ferry ride.
Okay.
The only difference I can see is that their star, and I think I like it for this reason. I like it better than Puerto Rico's. I think it's because their star, the point points toward the same way as the chevron instead of just pointing up like any other.
Oh yeah.
Five-pointed star normally does.
Yeah.
I don't know. I dig that.
Yeah, okay, back to Estelada. When I bought my Estelada flag, that one doesn't point the same direction as it does on Wikipedia, and I'm not quite sure why.
Oh, weird.
I think maybe it's, or my hypothesis is that it's like how they use flags in Catalonia and Barcelona. They just put it up on the balconies, and then they put it on the,
I talked to one or
facing the hoist. Yeah. Was it the Canary Islands guy?
Yeah.
Who talked about that.
Shout out Juan.
Yeah, shout out.
So because exactly what you're saying is they it's usually more seen vertical than horizontal.
So they have I bought the vertical version. Okay, doesn't matter. Don't care.
I think I have the horizontal one.
Yeah.
I also like that, and this is the longest tangent. Well, not for this show probably, but I also like the one that's the chevron is also yellow, so there's no real line between it.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a left wing. I mean, of course that's
the communist.
I think
communist, so. And I think that's the
I can't help my I don't know, my love for this kind of symbology.
Yes. Well,
but anyway,
you can say the far both the far left and far right, they know how to brand themselves.
Right? Yeah, they're very good at aesthetically pleasing stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so we got to move on.
Yes,
we have to go into your overrated And off air, Frederic assured me that this one was going to be maybe a little bit of a bombshell or something I wasn't going to expect.
Bombshell is just I feel like I have to justify it in order not to get cancelled. Yes.
Okay.
Now, because it'll be fine. My overrated flag is the Progress Pride flag.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep, canceled. Ending the episode here.
Oh no, you hate, double minorities. No, that's not
right.
it. Because I really like the Pride flag. It's just like the regular one.
Right. The six stripe.
The six stripe.
Yeah.
Just like the standard one.
Mm-hmm.
And I have sort of my own interpretation of it, which is not the official, but I like it because, the six colors is too much on the flag. It's you should limit it. According to Nava, was it 2 to 3? Forrest Finn uses 4. It's like, yeah, okay, but like, the 6 colors, like, you need to know what you're doing, and like you need to do a sort of South Africa to pull it off, or a pride flag, because how I interpret the pride flag is when it's a rainbow. And what is a rainbow? It's a spectrum of light. And so to me, the symbology is okay, so love is just a spectrum of preferences, and like everyone is welcome within this spectrum. Is like it's not just one way.
Yeah.
It's not just regular straight love. It's everything, and within this, you can also find different like gender expressions and whatever. And so, and also, I know, I understand the story. Like, why do you need the progress? Why has it become a hit? Okay, so maybe the regular pride flag has become a just white man to man love, and you feel which is sort of the main branch of the LGBTQ plus movement.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to like say other like minorities within this minority is also welcome. So I get the need for it. I just don't think that is that well executed.
Right. I don't think anyone would accuse you of not understanding the need. You just think that the design could be
because
better or more minimalist, like the original six stripe. Yeah.
Yeah, except once you go, okay, you have six colors in your flag. How like what I like about flags, which we talked about to great lengths last episode, like how you adapt and remix it into other stuff. So it's not really flags in the piece of fabric in themselves. It's just the basic color pattern that you can just play around with, and that's why I like simple flags, because you need simple stuff to play around with.
Yeah,
it still works with the 6-color rainbow, because you just put the rainbow everywhere. It's this
and like each color kind of goes into the next one, like in a rainbow, right?
It works, but then I've sort of had this theory, like the more colors you have, the more simple the elements must be.
Okay.
It's sort of you can I should make like a graph of that. And if you have really like complicated patterns, then you need to limit the amount of then 2 colors,
Right. Okay. Yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah, diminishing returns after a certain kind of
So the regular pride flag, it's in like far up on the color axis, but really simple, or is really not far on the complexity of pattern.
Right. Yeah.
Axis.
Stripes. Yeah.
And the progress pride, which so if you don't know it, regular rainbow in general with a chevron that has the trans colors and also black and brown for like non-white, non-Caucasian, non-straight people.
I think that's what the brown is for, and the black is for like victims of AIDS.
Oh, right. Okay, so I don't know the whole thing, and here comes my cis male prejudice, or what's the word I'm looking for? It's privileges. But
yeah.
The thing that bothers me is like, okay, so now you have 11 colors, or like just way too much. Like, how do you it's more difficult for these people that like need their own like these people in this intersectionality
Yeah.
part of the world. They need to be recognized. I just think they're making it harder for themselves, by just taking this established thing that works really well and then just making it harder. I think the trans flag is great, it works on traditional colors, but hell yeah, that's their thing.
Yeah.
So, and also it sort of opens the window for, sorry, we forgot intersex. So, okay, let's put in the purple circle
Oh,
on
the yellow and the
golden
purple. Yeah.
background. Oh, we forgot these. So it just becomes a potpourri of design symbols, and then it just becomes the Australian flag, which I could do as an overrated, but
Yeah.
the golden water guy already did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeremy,
I
shout
think
out
we
to you,
nailed that one to
Jeremy,
the
my
wall.
hero.
Jeremy,
That's his
your
name,
hero?
right? Yeah,
Yeah. Jeremy Matthews.
I
Shout
have
out.
your golden wattle flag here with me. I think.
Oh, nice.
Just to. Oh, maybe I forgot to take it. I'm sorry.
Well,
it was on my bed last time for
we
last
trust
episode.
you.
We didn't
We'll
get
take
there.
an ad break. You can get it then later. Not right now, but
Yeah, but yeah. So it's just too much,
right. Okay.
And I like in a dream world, the trans people, intersex people, and all of this like non-standard, non-straight people
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
feel included within the that rainbow symbol.
Right.
Like
Okay.
that would just solve the problem, but they don't, so they need something. I don't have like a good alternate solution other like make your own flags. There are like trans flags and
of
stuff.
course. Yeah. There's flags for yeah.
But like you could have, I think what most flags have, or most pride flag have done, like they have these horizontal stripes, and that's sort of their
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
So then you show relation, like, okay, I'm a subgroup of this. Is like sort of like the Nordic
Right.
flags, like show they show brotherhood, and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
reference each other, with the Nordic cross. Like so could the pride flags do. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I'd say the progress pride is overrated, because yeah, it's just becomes too complicated, and
Too busy. Too.
I
Yeah.
think it's difficult to do cool art with it, because like there's so many colors, and you need to put them in this special pattern just to yeah, they're referencing the progress pride. Okay,
Right. Right. You
so
have
I
to have the
wish they'd
chevron,
done it
otherwise.
different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I
that's
hear
why.
you. Like, I think in my head I was coming to the conclusion, like basically coming to the conclusion of the next thing that you said at the time, which was in an ideal world, everyone would already feel represented by the six stripe. But like, I guess like the reason that it has played out the way it has is, just the march of history, more or less. To put
Yeah,
it
I know
simply,
it's
but
a product of the time, but
yeah,
yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
see if that
because like
flags.
you, what it represents is fantastic, because it's like all these various groups kind of united under this saying, like, all right, we're all othered by society, etc. Like we have to band together. Like it shows like we're stronger when we're together, kind of thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm on repeat. But in an ideal world, that would just be the six stripe that would show that already, or something. Or some yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel you on that one. Like I've always been of the opinion that it was a little bit overrated myself, just again on design lines. But I also, I don't have a solution or anything, nor would I ever like slag anybody off for
and also
wearing it, flying it, whatever.
It might not be a reason to adopt it or whatever, as my hero, my other hero, Roman Mars, said at the end of his wonderful TED Talk. If you haven't seen it, please do. It's best 18 minutes you'll ever spend.
Yeah.
But what he said in the end is like talking about city flags. So like, if your city flag like breaks the design principle or two, like I don't care. You just go fly and be proud, And yeah, I'd like to end on that. Is like, yeah, I think design wise it's not the best choice, but still, it has the function to show like who you are, or just to show that people are welcome in this establishment. It has its function. So still use it. I just, as a flag nerd, wish they have done it a bit differently, because I think the other stuff that I care about would just be easier to accomplish.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to move on to the underrated. Yeah, I mean, I agree
flag.
with you a little bit on that. Let's go ahead and move on. Yeah. Go ahead and take it away on the underrated. I have no idea what this one's going to be either.
Yeah, I don't have that much to say about it, but I really like it. And that one, I think I brought here with me. It is here. Oh, would you like to play a guessing game? This is a terrible audio experience, but I will show you this color.
Oh, this is like fresh flags almost.
Yes, it's
okay. It's a dark blue for the listeners.
Okay, and then
I can tell what. Okay. Oh wait, is this? Okay, and then there's white. Is this the Antarctic True North flag?
Yes, it is.
Hey, I got it.
Wonderful.
I'm actually kind of surprised I got that.
That was
sweet. Okay,
that was quick.
So that's the underrated. Yeah.
Yes. So True South flag of Antarctica is a alternative to the non-official but emoji recognized flag of Antarctica,
which is just the shape of it, like Kosovo or Cyprus. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Just a map of Antarctica in white on a light blue field, and this is just a dark. So if you imagine a bicolor, horizontal bicolor, is that what you say? Dark blue on top, white on the bottom. So like just Indonesia with just blue instead of red on top. And then like in the middle, there's this sort of diamond shape. I apparently like diamond on flags. But which is so flipped, just like the flag of Greenland.
Counterchanged, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a peak, a white peak, and then like a dark blue peak down on the bottom half.
Yeah.
And but the peaks are not the triangles are not completely triangles. There's like one looks like sort of an iceberg, and the other one, and this like bottom one looks like an arrow towards down. It's just
like
being an iceberg and then south. Almost.
Yeah.
As I just think, that's awesome. I really like it.
Yeah.
There's sort of this sort of clever design that I just really, really like. Simple and just super cool. It uses the same like sort of genius that the golden wattle flag has with the Australian 7-pointed star in the negative space. Shout out to you again, golden star designer. No, golden wattle designer.
Yeah. I do love that. I should own that one, the True South one. I mean, I don't know why I don't. Is that one that you have? Is that from Flags for Good?
It is from Flags for Good. If you need to insert a little Flags for Good commercial now, it would be a good time.
I'll put the link right here on the video.
Yeah. No, I really just, it's really cool. Really awesome.
It's one of those that, I mean, we talk about this quite a bit, but it's one of those that does a lot by doing a little.
Yes.
There's so much packed into just, like you said, it's two colors. I mean, one of them is white, so arguably. And then it's just got a diamond, but they slightly altered it to do what you said, make an iceberg and a like south compass kind of point. And you get everything you need to know. Even like the blue being on top, the white being on bottom, and the main field is Antarctica is on the bottom as we think of it anyway. That's the white, and then you could call the other water or sky. I don't know what it's officially, but
I think it's great. It's great, and it just needs to get more attention. I know they did a mini episode about that on Roman Mars's podcast, 99% Invisible. And I know that CGP Grey, my favorite YouTuber, he talked about this flag like
your
slightly
in YouTuber, right?
Yeah, my second favorite. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I do not consider myself YouTube.
He mentioned that flag in an Antarctica video.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one.
It was just look it up. It was it's cool. And
Yeah.
you should have the designer Evan Townsend, I think, on the
Okay.
podcast. That was
Yeah, dude. I bet yeah, I'm sure I could reach out, or Michael could maybe hook it up or whatever. But yeah.
I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Oh,
I
okay.
was so
Well, then
happy
you
as
could
like
hook it
sort of
up.
my celebrity.
Right. Yeah. In your circle.
Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah.
I needed him. I wanted to befriend him to know like how do you like get flags adopted? What's the thing? And he
Yeah.
said
Yeah. I mean,
just go for it and try it, and maybe it
yeah,
works.
low key, that's like part of why I do this show. I mean, a small part, but like when I talk to Brad, who, the one who does like the Alaska flag, but he had
Oh
such
yeah,
great tips on like, getting a flag adopted
yeah.
in this way, or he did a contest in another way, and like
Mm,
all this other stuff. But like, yeah, it's fun to learn how to do that.
yeah.
I may try and do like a live with designers or something, and you're definitely invited to that.
Oh, thank you.
We'll have to make it work time wise for everyone,
Make
but
it.
yeah.
Please do it before in 6 weeks.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I will try and do that. I'll try and set that up with the other designers that have been on here and everything, of which there's
Yeah.
quite a few. But all right, I think with that we probably need to take a quick ad break here. You can go get that flag that you thought was next to you, and we will be right back. And we are back, more with Frédéric Lindboe. So we're going to move into the main section of the show here, which is your personal flags in kind of a lot of different senses. You've got one, your wife does, family, etc. So we'll go ahead and start with whichever one you would like to start with.
Myself.
Yeah, I think we all like to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
let's start with myself. I made my personal flag, having fallen in love with flag designs, like, ooh, I should make a flag for myself. Nice.
right.
And I did, and I can show it to you. Do you know what it looks like? Have I shown you?
I don't remember if you've shown me yours or if I'm thinking of the family one. Family one's
All right.
behind. Well, yeah.
Family one is
alert,
the one behind me, but let's talk about this.
Oh,
back up.
yes.
I'll back up a bit, so the audio will be weird. So this is what it looks like. So to describe, it's imagine Scotland, I guess, with the saltire, the X, and then just
it looks like it curves toward the edges.
Yes, so
it almost like the way I would, if you don't mind, the way I would describe it is it looks like an hourglass, but like tipped on its side.
Yes,
at least the outline, the lines do.
Yes, that's sort of what it's not an hourglass. It's in the shape of a bow tie.
Okay, yeah, or a bow tie.
But that's where it comes from. So my personal flag is actually the flag of my stage persona. Because I work as I'm sorry, and now Flagmannen is my alter ego. I have two like alter egos.
Sure, yeah.
Flagmannen is my flag guy, and my actual job is I work as a science communicator in the science center in Norway, and I do like science shows. I ignite stuff, and people and kids clap.
That's cool.
Get them excited about science through that way. And I have this outfit, which is like a white lab coat, of course, and a black shirt. And to make this black shirt a bit cooler, I have an orange bow tie.
Gotcha. Okay, I figured that's where this is going.
Yeah.
You love some orange.
I do love orange. I can for video viewers, I'll screen share, and you can see like this is what I do. Damn. So you can see this big explosion and nice portrait of me with my bow tie. This is what I look like. Yes, this is my website, and I do science shows like this. Nice. And I always have my orange bow tie. This is sort of my thing,
Yeah.
So then, but since the stage persona is my stage persona is I'm not a character. I'm myself on steroids. I just get excited about stuff. So I'm the same I am about on this podcast, being just excited about flags. There, I'm excited about science.
Yeah.
So that's just what it looks like, and if you have black and white in your flag, then and the third color will become the main color.
Yep.
Because just of how
just by force, but
yeah. So orange has just become my color, and I'm wearing an orange T-shirt right now with Flag Month, and I
think you wore it last time too.
Yeah, I wore the same T-shirt. So orange is my color. I kind of have an orange fetish.
Sure.
I get
definitely clipping that part out and just using that for the promo.
I think more than half of my Christmas presents this year, and since I got like this orange fetish that I can date until like fall of 2016, are colored in orange, because you just give.
So yeah, if you don't mind me asking, like, what's with? I mean, I understand people having favorite colors, but what's with why orange? It's not a typical favorite color, as far as I know, either.
Oh yeah, I didn't care about orange before. It wasn't my favorite color. Like growing up, my favorite color was red. Whoa, cool, angry, me. But
same,
orange. I chose orange because it sort of worked with my work T-shirt. That was
that was the genesis of the orange. It started with the bow tie. It all started with that.
Yeah, but the bow tie was, I used it to like before
Contrast
I just wore before I wore a black shirt, and I had this work T-shirt from the Science Center that was lots of stuff, but like the main color there was orange, so I bought an orange bow tie just to complement it. I wanted a bow tie because that looked sciencey, like Bill Nye the Science Guy, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I just orange bow tie because it sort of complemented it, and then I stopped wearing that T-shirt, and orange just stuck around, and then I just associated the color of orange with myself. Very much. It's like orange is me, so I just express myself through orange. So I have orange stuff. I have a little box that I'm wearing on my microphone. That's an orange pencil case holder thing. I have orange shoelaces. I have orange regular ties, orange shirts. I'm a bit of a mess, so I lose stuff. So I have like stickers on. I put stickers like children do on my clothes and bottles and stuff, and it's orange now with a race car, because I'm also a Formula One fan.
Oh, I thought it was like how kids have race car beds, and you're like a kid, so you got like a little orange race car down there. It's adorable.
That was a red Ferrari on an orange background.
Yeah. I know what you mean, to have like a preferred color scheme like that, though, for sure.
So just orange is what I have orange socks.
Nice.
Yes, thank you, Mama, for those socks.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the promo
orange
too.
is my color. I just get happy, and also it's really, if ever I lose anything around people I know or forget stuff.
That's true.
Oh, I found this orange umbrella. Frederick, is that yours? Why, yes, it is. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's so
No, go on. Sorry.
No. Okay. So that's my that's my personal flag. You could go further into the symbolism. Okay, so I just had to make stuff up for the white. Oh, the white for the lab coat. Discovering or trying new experiences, and black for the unknown.
Sure. Yeah.
It's but actually, it's just like orange. I like orange. It represents playfulness to me, and I'm a very playful person.
Yeah.
I don't like to work. I like to play.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be too much else into it. Yeah,
so
I was gonna say the one place you could not go, and have people like know that your stuff was the orange stuff, is my hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee. You would be among very like-minded folks. You would lose your stuff immediately.
Oh, that's
everyone's stuff is all orange. Like the entire city's plastered in it, especially around football season. But
I like
anyway.
I like being unique, so that's I wouldn't go there.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
cool.
I have my own flag. I put it on the back of my lab coats. Just so I don't use the I just put it like in vinyl, or just I pressed it. Would you what do you say?
Like ironed it?
Yeah, I ironed it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had this iron cutting machine at work, and I just put the flag behind there
Right.
as a cool thing.
Cool. Yeah, because that was going to be my next question. Is like, yeah, I mean that's the design behind it, but like functionally, what do you ever like fly it or anything?
I put it up for my birthday.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. I was gonna say I thought I'd
Uh,
seen on your Insta or somewhere. I thought I saw it.
oh yeah, before I got my Flagmannen Instagram account, I did like a for every day in December until Christmas, just a little showcasing a flag that I liked. And for the 23rd of December, the Christmas Eve's Eve, which is
Yeah.
in Norway, our Christmas Eve is like the main Christmas day. So we
Cool.
stopped. Yeah. Oh, weird.
I like that.
So for the 23rd, I like explained my flag and I showed different uses of it.
Right on. Cool.
Um, so yeah, so it's the flag. I don't use it that much. Sometimes I bring it to my shows. It's just cool to have.
Yeah. The full size or like do you have like a size like those ones behind you there?
No, I have the full size, like balcony size, like
Right, gotcha.
60 times 90 centimeters, if that
Yeah.
means anything to you.
60 is 2 feet. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
2 by
2 by 3.
3. Yeah.
Yeah,
Duh, Andrew.
yeah.
Anyway.
It's a bit weird to have a flag with curves in it. It's sort of I've done a few with curves, just because curves are not too much used, so you can get something. And I needed the curve to get
Is it
sort
weird? I
of
guess it
bow
is
tie
now
shape.
that I guess I never realized that it was weird, other than like in an element, like on Angola's flag that I'm looking at now, or Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah,
Well,
I guess it is
historically,
weird.
it's difficult to sew, I guess. But
Right, that does make sense. Yeah, you got to think of that, especially with well, yours isn't, but especially with older flags for sure.
yeah,
Well, cool. Okay, so that one's yours. So your wife has one as well.
yes.
Go over first, I guess, the design of that one.
Okay. I also have it with me.
I figured.
So I made a flag for my then girlfriend, or we weren't actually technically together when we made it. We were just
Bold.
yeah.
But this was
bold.
like what kind of tipped it over into being together?
I hope so.
You're like, I made you a flag, so she can't. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we sort of designed it together
Right
over
on.
Snapchat. Actually, we talked about it last
Yeah,
time.
we
Snapchat
did.
is a great way to design flags.
And we'll talk about it again, I think, in an
Yeah.
upcoming segment a little. Yeah.
So okay, this is a bit bigger. So it's
Oh, okay. Yeah.
okay. This is what it looks like.
Right. Okay. I can see where this is going.
So okay, so it's it has a golden field, like or like golden background, and then like the main motif in big is just this sort of 4-petal flower, which has a purple border and just a white fill.
Yeah.
And the petals are in shapes of just waves, or just
Right. Another
a
kind of
single
curve
wave.
element.
Just
Yeah.
a single sinus wave if you're nerdy or math nerdy.
I don't know what that means,
A
but some
sine
will.
wave.
Okay. JD will know what that means.
Yeah.
Shout out JD. Anyway.
So that's yeah, it's I got it. I got it for her while she was on holiday in Cuba. Ooh, referenced earlier.
Okay.
Maybe that's why it's my favorite flag.
Yeah. There's like a mental. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got it custom made for like her birthday. And that was my birthday present. I was like, "Oh,
right.
You remember this flag that we talked about together, or we designed together over Snapchat? Being apart."
Yeah.
Here it is in big. Happy birthday! Please like me, or please not like me anymore. Please don't not like me anymore.
Right.
It went well. She was.
That's
happy.
awesome. Yeah. I mean, I would say it went well, given that next month you're having a child.
Yeah. So yes. That's it. Like symbology.
What's the symbolism, especially behind this? Well, the symbol, the central element.
Yeah. Okay, but so I'm not a big fan of flags that have like a single color background. Because as I said earlier, I prefer stripes because I think it's easier to adapt. It's just easier to
Okay,
like
right.
prolong the stripes and like go crazy with it.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
if it's just a single element, I'm afraid it's going to become a logo.
Right. Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you are going to have just like a single field and then symbol on it, you just needs to be really simple, or you need to know what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I still chose a single, or we went for a single background because her last name is Gullhagen, which literally means golden garden. It's a very cool last
It
name.
is a
Yeah,
cool
that's
last.
so okay, and family is really important to her.
Uh-huh.
So okay, a field like a background sort of have fundament,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then we'll make just the field of gold become like a family. Oh, just to represent her
Yeah.
love, like for family, just being very family oriented.
Right.
Okay, so
Okay.
just to get, so I think that sort of symbolism meaning sort of trumped the. Is that a word? To trump or
Trump,
trump?
unfortunately, but yeah.
Really, it is okay.
Yeah.
Trumped. uh, trumped me not liking like single fields
Right.
too
Right.
much.
Right. So, and that was like your starting point, basically. When you're
Yeah.
designing this with her, you're like, okay, let's start with.
If that was the first idea, I don't remember. But that's
Oh,
sort
okay.
of
Okay.
how it.
Well, I just figured that you started with the field and then went on to the element, but I have no idea. I don't
I
design flags very
I think
well.
I started with sort of actually the sort of waves.
Oh, okay. And is
Um.
that? This may be skipping ahead, but is that the garden part of Golden Garden?
Oh.
Because it looks a little flowerish.
Yeah, like a flower.
Yeah.
Again, I don't remember if that was the first idea, or
Sure.
maybe, or I think the process was it was sort of a more of a stripy flag just with waves instead of stripes, and the sort
Okay.
of wave things was like. I like we met through singing in choir together, so it's sort of like musical waves or just sound waves, and her being or being quite clever, quite
Right.
intelligent, and being a psychology student, now a psychologist. Oh, these are brainwaves, and
Okay.
just to
Yeah, I can
to
see it.
symbolize my admiration for intellect, I guess. So
Okay.
that
Right on.
was the main idea, just to get this waves, and I think also like first I thought, oh, you have curly hair, let's represent your curly hair, and she was like, that's
I
nice,
feel
but
you.
that's not what I want to be known for. My curly hair, it's not that deep. Can we
Right.
have a different interpretation? It's like, okay, just but I guess it also could be like intellect waves, like, okay, this is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh and then sort of the waves became, but if you combine the waves, they can sort of become this sort of flower.
Yeah.
And that will work
I
nice
can.
with the golden garden. So let's make the background gold.
Right. Okay.
It's like
Yeah. So it
this is
evolved.
now
Yeah.
7 years ago, so I don't quite remember exactly how it went.
Sure.
We can go through the Snapchat log of like saving different outlines or different yeah, what do you
I'm not
call, what's the
against
word?
it.
um
I don't know
okay.
how you would do it.
maybe cut this part. Joop, joop, joop. All right, so this I think was the first. Just let's golden and red, or golden and purple stripe something, just an idea.
Okay.
Okay. And blah blah blah. So you see, it sort of started with the
Right.
waves.
Yeah. See where it's going ish.
I don't know if the background was supposed to be. Oh, I wrote maybe black background because you like black clothes. Is okay. It's not very deep.
Another thing we'll touch on later, probably, but yeah.
Oh yeah, and then orange because like you sort of have orangey hair. Orange changed to gold because your name is Gold Garden,
Yeah.
and then and then this sort of
Okay. So wait, so you went straight from that last step to this one? That seems like a bigger jump than
yeah. Well,
sometimes
that
happens.
was at least the steps that I saved in my.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. Yeah.
I don't know the rest. Maybe Snapchat has that on some server somewhere in
Probably.
China.
Probably. Some government has been looking at your flag
Yeah.
designs.
Yeah. That was the process of it while being in Munich.
Very
Actually.
cool. Oh,
Um.
even better.
Yeah.
So Okay, so as far as that's the design and symbolism, same
Yeah, that's
question as yours. Like, what's the like functionally? Does she take it out anywhere, fly it, anything like have a patch of it?
I wish she used it more.
Okay,
She's not that into as much into flags as I am.
called out.
Unfortunately, she's not that big of a fan of like bright colors. But we put it out on her birthday, and yeah, as a flag in itself, the flag itself doesn't get used that much. Oh, we tried to put it up in the flagpole like the first summer we were together, just for at her grandmother's house.
Yeah.
We did for fun, but she doesn't use it that much. And also, it's like she's not like that much big a fan of herself as I clearly am. You know, going around wearing orange,
Oh. Yeah.
just to it basically means I'm a fan of myself. Or to me, it's sort of identity thing. You know.
Yeah.
But
No,
and
I
I
get it.
like
I get it.
bright colors.
Yeah.
She's not like that. She's like, oh, I like more soft earth colors.
Muted or yeah. Right.
But what has worked is just that sort of the flower symbol she likes. So I got her for Christmas once. I think just sort of like a necklace with the flower.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
You had it like special. Yeah.
yeah, and it was made by like her great grandfather. I think was a goldsmith. So there
even
was
cool.
like a goldsmith that's in it's not in the family anymore. But I went to like the town where the name of Gulagen is from, or
So
like where they lived, and got it custom made from there. And like I'm happy with that. That was cool. So she wears that necklace. Well, she has like two necklaces that she swaps between using. So that's the use of it. But that's the adaptation of the flag. It's a simple symbol. It works as a piece of jewelry.
Right.
And
You never
also,
let me get my Gold Garden Goldsmith joke out, so I'm just gonna say it here. I'm just kidding. No, it's fine. No, that's awesome. That makes sense. Especially like, well, just speaking of that central element, where we're moving from here, she must be a fan of it because I think it's also on your family flag, right?
Yes. So that's the one that's currently behind me. Let me just go get it, and I have it in small. It's much easier to show.
Right. Yeah.
So our family flag that we sort of I had talked about for a long time, but like we finally got for our wedding.
Yeah.
So it looks like this. It's the same. It's a single background, a single color background, and the same flower with a border or like wavy border, and a fill. So the background is blue. The wavy border is orange, and the inside is white.
Okay. Yeah. So this is kind of like a joining together of the two of you, I would imagine. Anyway.
Yes, it is. So symbolism. It's the blue is for family, but it's like for us. So
your family.
The story behind the blue is just like in our like messenger chat, you can have sort of you can have the thumbs up default emoji, or you can have custom emojis.
Yeah.
And like okay, once we got together, it was like, okay, let's have a heart as our default emoji. But
you pick the blue one.
Okay, let's. Oh no, red is cliche, so let's use something else. And at that time, 2017, there were only 4 heart emojis.
Oh yeah, the olden days.
Yeah, because if orange were available, it would have been orange, because like I like orange, It was like, okay,
right. Orange is the one I use because of the balls thing. Yeah.
Let's use let's use orange for the love of me, I guess. But orange wasn't available, unfortunately. Red, like, is cliche.
Yeah.
Green has it's sort of vegetarian. Oh, she's a vegetarian, so it could have been that. But like, it means something already. It's like our love of nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow she used with her mom, I think. So that she's no, that's weird.
So just spelled it blue.
And blue was the only one that was left. So okay. So that's the story behind the blue. And okay, so the background become blue. Okay, so our family flag will have the background color, the fundament of blue, which is our like color of love, I guess.
Cute.
And then the orange part is for me.
Is obvious,
I guess
yeah.
having used like her template, I'm represented through the orange and just the
Yeah.
playfulness I would like to bring to the family, and the white is well, for unwritten future or something. Like it wouldn't work with any other color. You couldn't,
Right,
like, there
yeah.
would be too many strong colors. You know, you need this sort of soft
The white
thing.
is a design choice that works on multiple levels, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can put into, oh yeah, unwritten pages of our future or whatever. But it's that's sort
Right.
of the more cliche interpretation. What
Yeah.
you know, what I like about family and personal flags is like you can go way deeper in the symbolism,
Yeah,
other
I
than like
mean,
countries. But like, okay, so what can unite everyone? Okay, it has to be something really general. Oh, the braveness of the people in the revolution. Oh, our nature. You know.
yeah. And usually you end up getting the same few colors recycled to mean the same thing. Like red is pretty
Yeah.
much always like the blood spilled by the people, and
Mm.
white is peace or whatever. Yeah. There's a lot of repeats there. So yeah, I mean, these personal flags are interesting because like I had not heard of the concept before I started doing the show, like just at
Mm.
all. I mean, it's not a totally foreign it makes sense, but just not something I thought of. And so you've done like 3 at the very least.
Yeah. I've done more, but I'm not talking about the family flag. There's more to talk about.
Okay, and given the fact that I asked you how your flag and your wife's flag were used, I think it's only right that we ask how this one, your family one, is used too.
Well, I put it out for the wedding day, of course, but
Right. Okay,
it was
you did mention, yeah.
but the like the main use or adaptation, as I like to say, is it sort of themed our wedding day quite nicely, I think. And
Okay.
yeah, so the main colors being blue and orange, we asked the guests, if you can, wear something or a detail that's blue or orange. You don't need to do both, because all together, like it'll
It's a
it'll work.
lot. Yeah.
So I'd like to show you a photo
Yeah.
of
I think I've seen
you might have seen, but I'll just share the screen here. Of there, no, there we go. So this is like our family, or
oh,
just my side of the family, so showing like, okay, how did it work? So not like they're not in all orange and blue. It's just like, wear something. Somebody went crazy. This is my mom with the orange dress, you know, and blue pearls,
love it.
and or people are just blue ties or blue shirts, blue dresses, and or orange
Yeah.
orange bow ties. My
Scarves.
cousin, you know. So that was quite cool, and also her flowers. Well, blue flowers don't really exist, so I sort of have to get sort of purple flowers. But purple and
Sure,
orange
yeah.
flowers.
Yeah.
My tie was sort of orange and silvery.
Right. I see you got
My
the orange
suit
like
is blue, you know.
boutonniere.
So yeah. Um,
Sweet.
so
Okay.
that was quite cool, and that was just really cool way to like theme the thing, and like table decorations were blue and orange, and
Right.
you know, it's a cool way to. Oops, I'm about to hang up. Stop sharing. There we go. Yeah, it's a good way to just theme the wedding in colors, and it's fun, and it's very us, or very me, I
Yeah.
guess, just to have this sort of, oh, me liking flags, let's do that. And she was like, yeah, cool, go for it. And
Yeah. So
also
well,
I have more to show. I'm sorry.
oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
I have this little treasure chest that I
This is
told you
pretty
about.
much what I think I was going to ask for. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So these are our wedding invitations.
Okay.
Oh, welcome, 14th of May. And you can see this is blue and orange. And then the
Yep.
waves, or how would you describe this, Andy?
What the design, like the waves?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
or
the
how'd you
waves.
design
Yeah, it's like
the invitation?
there's a you and your wife in the middle, well, fiance at the time, I guess.
Yeah.
And then like that's like kind of framed within blue and orange waves, and
Yeah.
then it says some Norwegian nonsense at the top and bottom.
Yeah. So yeah, framed within the waves. You know how
Within
you
the
cut out
waves,
the
yeah, and then
pictures.
the
Yeah.
top and bottom are white with the
So
words.
there we sort of use the wavy pattern, you know, and we use this in the just to decorate. I made this myself. I'm quite happy. And then with the sort of
Okay,
what I
yeah.
call the Bettina flower. Her name is Bettina. That's just in different colors. We use a slightly not that hard shade of orange and blue just to like be more
Yeah.
eye pleasing for like this sort of thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. And then yeah, and look, this somebody even got us oh, thank you cards, or what is this? Who is it? Oh, this was from my job, my work here. Just a
Oh,
congratulations card with orange and blue flowers on it. Like, oh my god,
yeah.
they went out of their way to find this.
Right.
So yeah, that was cool. I got I got different. Yeah, I got this sort of from the parents of a good friend of mine who wrote. Oh, sorry.
Wait, what is
Just
it?
wrote. Oh, it's sort of a framed or it's inside. There's a picture and a poem that
Oh,
the
okay,
parents
gotcha,
of friends
gotcha.
of mine wrote, and like for us.
Yeah.
So like how is it used? It's just we use these colors to like theme us or just make, you know, reference to our family, and it goes on. You know, what we got last present from my mother-in-law. Where do you have this in America? Sort of, we call it the reflex, just reflective material that you put on when it's dark outside, so cars don't hit you. And
I mean, we have it, but it's
yeah,
not
don't use like
common or mandated.
it's quite dark in Norway during winter, so like I have an orange one, she has a blue one, and we wear it. And I
Okay.
get like, please, Bettina, can you wear the reflexes? I'm reflexer. I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, this is sort of how that wasn't for the wedding. That was in May. Then once,
Right.
right?
You guys weren't just
But
wearing reflective material at your wedding? I'm shocked.
And also, okay, a thing I really liked was we made these sort of
Oh, whoa.
tokens
Is that
for
it'll look better on the actual video, but I can kind of oh, okay.
okay, so it's the flower just in so these are tiny little tokens or just cards
Uh-huh.
that you put on the table to show, oh, do you want white wine or red wine?
Okay, see, this is what I was gonna ask. Like, so you told me a lot of the obviously like the color scheme stuff, but like
Yeah.
functionality as far as like at the wedding itself. So you had
Yes.
that. That's brilliant. The
Yeah,
red and white and red.
that was really happy. I think also we made a sort of a orangey one for beer, but
Okay, right. Yeah. And because you had to have an orange one for sure.
yeah,
Um,
oh yeah, it's there, but you get the idea.
right.
And
Yeah.
that like this is I like flags that, you know, have this not only tricolors, you know, because
Yeah.
well, there are other tricolors, but like if it works in black and white or in like in gray shade or
Right.
gray scale,
Yeah.
then
And
you
you can
sort
still
of have
tell what
something.
it
Oh,
is.
you can play around. You can play around with the motif itself, not
Yeah.
just the colors. Colors is easier to play around with, but like this has its worth when, oh, now we can use the colors to show, do you want white wine or red wine, and it's sort of themed in a way. It's like it's branding essentially.
I am a fan of like a good central element like that.
Yeah.
And
So
and
in
like
that
you
case,
said,
it worked.
branding. When I was coming up with the flag for the show, which I know you have some thoughts on, but like, yeah, I had to kind of picture it as like, you know, like on Instagram and Twitter, a lot of your logos are circular, or you're like the only option they give you. So I was like, well, I need something circular, fit it in that. But
yeah,
I definitely get the strong central element bit,
that
and that's a cool
that you
idea.
did.
Yeah, like I was talking last week or last episode with Philip Tibbets from Scotland.
Yep.
And yeah, from the Court of the Lord Lion, I think is the proper way. Anyway, and he was saying like he had a wedding, you know, a few years ago, and he did. I think they did little flags on the tables for different like counties of England or Scotland or something like that they had lived in or something. So yeah, I'm actually pretty curious about like the applications of flags at weddings. And to that end, do you want to talk a little more about that after the break?
Yes, we can.
All right, let's do that. We'll take a second here and get on to some wedding planning, apparently. Fun. And we are back. And as mentioned in the previous segment, we are going to do a little bit of wedding planning, or I guess I should say we already have done a little bit. I've got a wedding coming up in October.
Congratulations.
My wedding, I should say, I guess is a better way to word that. And I reached out to Frédéric to ask if he might help designing a flag for it. So, Frédéric, you went truly above and beyond. I'm actually really excited to kind of show this to the world, even in its, JPEG form right now. But go ahead and take away, go ahead and I guess start where we started.
Oh, okay. Well,
If you remember where that was.
first of all, that was it's an honor to be asked to design a wedding flag. I'd say to me it's a family flag, just like mine.
Yeah.
It's like it's not it's a family flag that you sort of use for the first time during the wedding, and then you go all in with the wedding theming it with the
it'll physically, the physical form of it will debut there, but it'll carry on well past that. But yeah, I mean, I think so. Like, to kind of dig into the process, like Frédéric had like a few questions for Katie and I, my fiance, and we got on like a video call with you and did like a little bit of it live, but you've done a lot since then, and it changed directions a little bit. But
it did, and it was a nice conversation. Okay, so let's design a flag for somebody else. Okay, so you need to know them.
Yeah, like what do you hold? What's important to you? These kind of
or just can I spoil that you also reach out to Christoph for a coat of arms, or is that
Yeah, Christoph is going to do the coat of arms.
Yes.
Yeah, he asked me a bunch of questions. Did I send those questions to you?
Yes, you did. So that's sort of how
so we had a good starting point there.
Because I think that the process is interesting and how we've approached it differently. I think because like he brought a list of questions with okay, that's not my approach, because to get to design a flag for somebody or someone, okay, I just wanted to talk to you and to your fiance Katie.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get the essence of you, because that's what flags is to me, is okay, what is the essence?
Yeah,
of
like
something?
Distilling it down kind of
Yes.
into elements and colors. Yeah.
So what is the essence? And while talking here, do I get any associations to color and or shapes? That's
right. Since we're talking in real time. Yeah.
So that was it. Just asking. So, hello, hello, Andy. We've talked about flags, but I don't really know you personally that well, and not your soon-to-be wife.
Yeah.
So who is she? She needs to get represented as well.
Yep.
So what's you, what's her, and what's the both of you? And that was fun. I don't remember how it went. It was just a conversation, get to know each other. What did I get? You're both nerdy. She's a bit like goth in her style, I guess. Okay, so goth, black. That's the association I get. Doesn't have to be
the usual one.
Doesn't have to be that deep, but just
okay. You don't have to dig down
something about
right.
But so we got to talking about nerdiness, that's a thing. You like board games,
something that we share.
Yeah. What do you share? You were a flag guy, so getting a flag that's the thing for you. Just having a flag, that just represent you.
Yeah.
How do we get her? You she likes music. She's a musician, or does she play something, or what was it?
She plays the flute.
She plays the flute. That was it. Okay, so flute, music. All right, we can use the 5 lines of the sheet music. That's something. You can have stripes. I remember we talked about that.
Right, we did talk about that. I think I even have some of those early mock-ups saved. I may throw one in here for the video.
Yeah, do for it. But the process is interesting.
If I still have it, yeah.
I tried to find something, but I can just Snapchat it.
Right,
So we talked about that. We talked about really was it you or her? I like to read books. Okay, but these, 5 stripes of the or 5 lines of the sheet music, that could be, or that notation that could also double as pages in the book, representing intellect
Right.
or
Like a book
knowledge
seen
or
from the
whatever,
side, kind of with pages. Yeah.
And also I like horizontal stripes because it looks really cool while waving
I was
in
gonna
the
say,
wind.
yeah. You've got a thing for that, so it
Yeah,
makes sense.
and I like it. There are stripes in most of the flags I made. The forest fin and the one, the green, white, and black one that we're probably not going to get time to talk about.
Oh
We'll
well,
do
yeah.
it for a 3rd episode, I guess.
Yeah.
It'll be a
That'll
teaser.
be our excuse.
Yeah, and then you talked. I remember you talked about, we play Dungeons and Dragons together. Oh,
Yep.
cool.
Literally just yesterday, and she's playing Baldur's Gate as we speak. So yeah.
Exactly, and then you talked about, so cool. Like, are there like simple geometrical patterns here, or like this is some interest you shared together? Okay, I get there has to be something here. Okay, so well, I don't play D&D, and I don't remember what you said. I just remember when you talked about, and then we have these
There's a 20-sided die, like
20-sided
dice,
die. That
yeah.
was it. And if you just make a shadow of it,
Yeah.
from it looks like a hexagon.
Right. Yeah.
It's like,
As a 2D. Yeah.
yeah, as a 2D thing, it looks like a hexagon. It's like, nice. It's like, okay, simple geometric hexagon. I like that. Also, one of my favorite board games, Catan, earlier, previously known as Settlers of Catan.
I mean, there's a lot of games that have hexes.
Hexagons. Like, okay, so it doesn't have to be. Okay, I didn't know that, but it's a practical thing and used in board games, and that gets to represent you. Okay, so yeah, let's do this. These hexagons. That's a cool thing to have.
There's not. I can't name that many flags that have a hexagon. If any,
I don't think either, which is cool. Hexagons.
Right?
Rhombus. That's cool. Forest fence.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves a good rhombus. This show sure does. But
everyone loves a good rhombus, and now everybody will love a good hexagon.
I hope so. That's the goal.
Yeah, so I think the first, like, when we talked together, like, how many like conversations did we do? Just the one?
I think we just did the one.
Yeah.
In person, or like live.
And then we had this outline, which is sort of if you imagine the flag of Cuba. And replace the stripes with, instead of what are there, like three blue and 2 white stripes. Yeah, 5 stripes. Replace them with stripes that are not equally thin, but just there's 5 thin stripes on the field, just
right.
White
for the music lines.
For the music one. Okay, so we can have that, and then we can sort of have this sort of the chevron and have this hexagon element inside, instead of the star, we replace it with a hexagon. Like, could that work? Yeah, maybe.
I was gonna say, people are gonna be real surprised from this talk when they actually see where we ended up.
Because it's but like, that was the first draft, so it's sort of the chevron changed to sort of like a Kuwait chevron. It's sort of with the pointy end, truncated, so it looks like a half hexagon, basically. Just maybe that will sort of complement the hexagon, like the whole hexagon that's in the place of the Cuban star.
Yes, yeah.
So that was sort of the first idea. Like, okay, we talked about that, and then color was not the main thing. Okay, she liked black. Let's put black in there. Your favorite color was red. There was not more. Oh, you can put some. You're left oriented, so left red. But that in the U.S. that's Republican, also.
Right,
so
but it's also problematic to put like red, black, and white on. I mean,
yes, we talked about that. You stay away from the Nazi trap.
There's a good way to do it, like the Tino Rarotonga, but
be careful of the ordering and the primary colors.
Yes. We had to listeners, viewers, this is something we actually had to think about when playing with those colors. We're like, you
Yeah.
cannot do this. You cannot even approach this.
Yeah.
So we
Because red.
eventually threw an audible. But
You wanted black, okay, and we tried with red, okay, but then you need sort of a contrast color in between, and let you know with the rule of tincture, okay, so it either has to be white or yellow, basically. It's like, oh, I tried yellow, German. You have German ties in your family, okay, but then white, okay, stay away from the wrong German connotations, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, and
but I mean,
I think we sort of left it there.
I was gonna say, even from like what you just said, like the like German ties in our family, like neither one of us like really. I know a lot of Americans like get really hung up on like their ancestry and stuff, but I think from talking to you and talking to each other, like, you know, in real time, we were like, it's not like a huge part of our identity or anything, so it doesn't necessarily have to come up at all, like, you know. But I think that's how we kind of moved on to the next.
Or and then so okay, colors. We'll try out different colors, maybe with these shapes, and then we talked about an hour or an hour and a half, 2 maybe.
Probably like, something like that.
Yeah, just designing. Maybe in the show notes
we had D&D that very day, actually, too. We had to, like, I think that's why we had to end the chat, was we had to get to D&D. Funny enough,
it's a good way, and I've done this, designing flags for others one other time.
Right.
And then it was
we'll get into if we have time too.
It's not that important. It's just I have been hired by people I don't, or doing flags for people I don't know. I was hired by my mother-in-law, but that was, still I got paid. It was nice.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's operative. Yeah.
And that time when I did that, my only flag gig per se. We did
onlyflags.com /
I'm sorry?
Onlyflags.com.
Onlyflags.com.
Never mind. It's a bad joke. Some people will get it.
I got it.
Okay. Anyway,
that's a great idea, actually. Onlyflags.com.
I mean, we'll talk.
Oh my god!
Or on the Patreon.
Oh my god, that's onlyflags.com. Wow.
I say as I point to a fertility symbol in the background.
All right, that's enough. That's
okay. That's enough. I'm probably gonna have to mark this explicit, even though we haven't technically cursed.
So last time I did it, we talked. The first meeting, you just throw some ideas around, get some live, just pen and paper, trying. Okay, this is it. It's showing on Snapchats. Okay, this is what it could look like with colors. Do it in Inkscape if something. Maybe we did that.
I think we did Inkscape Live, because I think that's where I first saw it, and I even still have a tab of Inkscape up on my other monitor. But I was gonna ask, because I don't remember. Did we talk at the time about any of my favorite flags or flag-ish conventions? So, did we talk about my kind of penchant for liking Scandinavian flags or anything like that? I think I mentioned the only reason I
knew that. I just know that.
Well, right. I was gonna say, I think that if I do remember, I did mention that I like a element that's shifted off center toward the hoist side. I think I may have at least mentioned that, and you probably already knew that again. From the love of.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, we can tell. We left it there with this sort of modified Cuban flag.
Yeah.
And also, the flag I did for my actual gig is sort of a Cuban modified version, with sort of a chevron and a symbol and then stripes. It doesn't matter. And now just you played Dungeons and Dragons. I went to bed, I guess.
I think you even messaged me a little bit more that day. Well, I can't remember. Maybe not.
I don't remember, but I remember spending the not insignificant amount at work the next days playing around with the okay, maybe we'll do something else, but I like this hexagon thing, so I hope my boss does not listen to this. If not, shout out to you. I still like my job. Don't fire me.
A lot of shout outs in this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
not too long, but
Because like if you're like most of our like listeners and viewers, like you get that like something like that in your head and you can't
yes.
not
Yeah.
it's
You can't not
now it's
do
there.
it.
I have to
Yeah, I will not be able to like think, but if I just I need to get just a pencil out and just play around
get
with some
this
stuff.
out. Like
Okay. And then so like what I liked the most about the idea was just the idea of this hexagon. Nice. Okay. And then okay, but let's forest fin this a bit, let's take the hexagon and merge it with the sort of Nordic cross that Andy likes. You could put if you put the Nordic cross like and the hexagon in the mid and like in the intersection of the cross, maybe you could do that. Oh no, but the hexagon, it's got 6 sides. So maybe you could do maybe you could do a saltire instead and shift it towards the hoist, make like a Nordic saltire. Oh, it's a St. Andrew's cross, right? Your name is Andrew. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put so let's put a sort of a so you imagine Scotland shifted towards the left, the hoist, and in the intersection put a hexagon. And I think that was the next one I sent to you. It was like, oh, look at this, Andy. And then I I just drew it, send it to you. Oh, nice. So basically, like in the intersection, you draw out an actual hexagon in a different color.
Yes.
And I sent that. It's probably in our messenger.
It is. I'm looking at it right now, actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it even has record of our video chat. It was 1 hour 40 minutes for
oh, nice.
those who were gambling on it. You sent me you sent me a version of it that was central, and then you sent me, I think at the same time, like a minute later, like the one where it shifted toward the hoist.
And so I did the St. Andrews with the thing in the middle. Oh, this is an idea.
At first, which honestly I don't hate either, but
I liked it, but then it's like, it's thinking about this Nordic flag. Like, you can do a Nordic. You like this? Doesn't symbolize anything more than.
And I think it helps with the K too. I know I'm maybe jumping a little bit ahead, but
So we now also think, but you could, I like geometrical patterns, and you can play around with it. And I liked how the saltire just went or just grew from the sides of the hexagon.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, but now you only have stripes growing from 4 of the 6 sides, so you could do all of them. Why not? Just as it looks well, and then you can still keep the rule of tincture because you can you'd have to imagine how it looks like, but
well, they'll see it in a second. The viewers will. And I'll link.
Okay, so I sent you also. Okay, with 6 stripes, and this looks like the flag of Sutherland. You like this flag. You're gonna like this.
I
get excited. Exactly. So
the funny part is when they see it, like they're gonna think that I told you that as an instruction, and for the record, I did not.
No.
And it's different too. It's reminiscent, but
it's reminiscent. But like, okay, does that matter as long as it's distinct in some way?
Not to me, man. This is like, again, jumping ahead, but I think this is maybe one of my favorite flags. Like, forget that it's a family flag, whatever. Like,
well, I'm glad. That's very nice to hear.
You're a talented dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, along with the one that's behind me, the Forest Fins flag for the listeners. So okay. Yeah, I guess we pretty much got to the end there with the design, right? Like,
so that's about it, and I can show it for the viewers.
Do you want to screen share?
I can screen share. Are you ready for the big reveal?
I am ready. So, I mean, I guess this is the first reveal of the Keister Richardson household family, what do you want to call it, flag. Take it away, man. You designed it.
All right, let's go. A for K and D for Katie flag. This is what it looks like, the rectangular part.
Yes,
Not
the colors are slightly different, but yes.
Oh yeah. So here it is. For the viewers, for the listener, again, imagine a hexagon
With the
that's
flat sides like north and south, basically.
yes,
Top and bottom.
and shifted towards the hoist, like a Nordic style. And from each of like perpendicular from each side, like a ray of a stripe in a different color. So the hexagon is white, the rays are black, and the rays go the rays go into the corner of the flags. And the field is yellow, golden, whatever. So that's it. And yeah, that's what it looks like. And you can for the viewers, it's
yeah,
like
get into
the grid. Yeah, it's designed in this geometry tool that I said, this is how I sort of justify doing this at work. It's like
because you're still using
this is sort of a math teacher tool, and I as a science communicator, like, okay, maybe this will be useful for my work somehow. I want to try to use this. I remember doing this in high school, and so I just learned how to construct the flag geometrically, because like there are like a few things in the flag that I like.
Yes.
So if you look into the corner of the flag, the saltire part, because basically it's a saltire and also a vertical cross. But the saltire part, the diagonal, like the one side of the stripe of the diagonal, like starts in the corner and it ends also in the corner. But
the outer,
can you describe this? Just my
it's good.
Not being my mother language.
No, it's fine. Yeah, well, like you were saying, like the saltire that comes out from the hexagon is like the same width as the side of the hexagon that comes out on. And what he was saying is like the kind of like outer part of the saltire meets exactly in the corner, both on the hoist, and the longer bit of the saltire meets the I guess that would be the inside. Meets the fly side.
Yeah, so the diagonal of the, like if you drew the diagonal of the flag, the rectangle, that's the one of the sides of the borders of the black stripe. That it is in the both. And this, and the reason I constructed the flag with this geometry tool is because, for the exact angle of the flag, like of the diagonal stripe, needs to be like 60 degrees or 30 degrees, depending on which way you start.
There's a lot more math involved with flag design than I initially thought when
But this comes from the hexagon property, all the angles being 120 degrees, and like for everything to work,
I think we
you
all
need the angles to match up. So like, let's make this as a geometry thing. And for the Patreons, we can go through the exact construction of the flag, like on a video. That would be quite nerdy and fun.
Yeah, well, there's one thing that you failed to mention that I do want to make sure and mention on the main, show here.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
So this comes from the conversation with you and Katie.
Yeah.
It was like, being nerdy, like a request from her, like, can you put in 42 somewhere?
Yeah, so she's a big fan of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book series. And Douglas Adams in general. But the answer to life, the universe, and everything in that book, or in one of those, is 42.
Yeah.
And so 42 is always like, she's got 42 on like a few different things, just like as a fun little, like orange is your thing, kind of. Yeah. Maybe a little bit less, but yeah. And so, you did some amazing math on this, and I'll let you explain it because I don't even really understand.
Okay.
I get
I'll
gist,
show you.
But...
all right. For listeners, just imagine, the flag, it has, a sort of background color. In this case, it's yellow, and then it's got stuff on it. Like for the Finnish flag, white background, and then the stuff on it is the blue cross. Okay. So, like, how do you sneak in 42 in the flag? well, it has to be like in the ratios or something, you know, but 1:42 is a bit long flag. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, maybe just whatever, anything that looks good. 42. So the thing it becomes, and for viewers, you can see the actual calculations. So the 42 is the area of the visible field, like
Yeah.
the
The
area
yellow
of
or the gold.
yellow
Yeah.
is 42% of the area of the flag.
Yeah.
That's how that's it. So the
Yeah.
exact thickness of the stripes and the exact size of the hexagon is tweaked so that like the visible area of the background is 42% of of the total area of the flag. So for viewers, what you could say, I've calculated, okay, what's the area of the rectangle? That's a flag, or area of flag. Then I have area of motif, which is the area of the crosses or the line, the stripes and the hexagon, and that's 58.
Oh, okay. So that's 58, and then you just
So
subtract.
so I subtracted. It's just easier to calculate that. Technicalities. It was easier to find it that way.
Yeah, I was and am still impressed that you were able to work in the 42.
Yeah,
I just figured, well, there's no, it's a number. We're not New Mexico's first flag. We're not gonna just slap a number on it. Or Oklahoma, I think they might have even been 42. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The original idea, I
surprised.
wanted to do the area of the hexagon and the stripes, but then they became so thin and small. It's like, nah, yeah, I want them bigger. So let's flip it around. In a dream world, it would be the other way around, because the area of the background is a bit weird. But
right, I think you chose correctly.
I think so too. For the Patreon, we can see what it would look like if we
exactly
if we did the other way around.
Yeah, I think speaking of that, it's probably time to start winding down here. Obviously, for patrons, we will stick around for a few minutes on Patreon, talk about this, maybe one other thing. And yeah,
I have questions for you before we stop. Yeah, because just symbolism wise, we haven't talked that much about it. It's because we removed everything that wasn't the hexagon.
Right.
And we just put references to stuff you like. Oh, we did the four diagonal stripes. Those are like the Andrew's cross.
Andrew, yep.
Yeah. What did I say?
And then no, sorry, I was just repeating.
Andrew for you. And also, if you look at the vertical stripe and the two stripes that grow out from the right side, it sort of makes a K.
Yeah.
Okay. For Katie. It's a bit sort of a logo thing. It's not very deep, but it's your union. The symbol is more your union put together, and you join into this hexagon, which is in a different color. So just to shape, or just to enhance the hexagon. And just like in the Sutherland flag, that was sort of the 8-pointed star comes out from the 8 bands. So yeah, but that's what you can, or I know what I can extract from the symbolism. But then the rest, they're just flipped around the colors of Sutherland because I know you like that color combo. But have you gotten any do you interpret the colors in any other way? Kind of have the black for the Katie's goth inclination, but have you thought anything about that, or are you just gonna make shit up, or do you need to make shit up?
Fully making shit up right now on the fly.
Yeah.
What I can see and say about it is I would say that the white represents, kind of like you said, the future.
Yeah.
And it looks like the future is almost casting out the blackness. It's shining bright enough that it's chasing the dark away or whatever. And then the yellow is, I don't know, the yellow is just cheery. I guess the yellow is the good coming in. Actually, and if you look at it, the good coming in, if you kind of flip the way you're thinking, or the way I was thinking of it, the yellow ones point toward the hexagon. So they could be going in
Yeah,
while the dark goes out.
Oh,
but
nice.
that's just something that I made up right now. So
Yeah. So this is it. So for your wedding day, what I would imagine, if you were to like take my approach for what I did for my wedding, is like, okay, if you got something yellow to wear or some yellow details, go for it. Like you should wear a yellow tie or flowers. Black and white already works. Yellow will be the main color. Don't
don't overthink that one, I guess.
And also it's sort of hexagons. You could, if you want to do stuff that I did, or either with a red and white wine, you can have that, or you can just have hexagonal coasters.
I think we're gonna have hexagonal, like 3D hexagonal, so they'll look like D20s. Little things with either like candles or some kind of like little plant type or something like that.
That's great.
Katie's planning that, but
you can serve honey. Honey, do a hexagonal reference.
I mean, the hexagon reminds you of a bee, and then there's like the gold, like the honey colored background.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can do.
Lots of like when you, instead of people throwing rice at you, they could throw bees.
Yeah, I would love to have that at our wedding. We'll get everyone that can be the white, is everyone's dressed in a beekeeper's uniform and they just throw bees at us at the end.
Yeah.
Hopefully the end. Nobody throw bees at the beginning. I will find you.
Yeah.
Anyway, dude, I think we're kind of pushing up on time here.
Yeah. I'm
so
happy
it may be time to start winding down. There'll be I'm sure a couple more anecdotes as well on the Patreon. So for patrons or for, future patrons, if you want to join us, it's patreon.com/flagged for content, all spelled out. And join us over there after this. But first, let's go ahead and plug what we can here at the end of this one. Frédéric, anything, any projects of yours we should be looking at or following, anything like that?
Projects.
Anything you want to plug, really.
I want to plug. Well, if you could play the Andy game of listening to, like, if you are not a Norwegian speaker, you could play the Andy game of listening to my 25-minute episode on the Norwegian geography podcast, where I talk about like, what do I like about flag designs, and you can try to guess what I say based on stuff that sounds sort of English or honestly names of countries.
I bet Max could understand it, and I think we have a few Swedish and Danish, and Norwegian. Yeah, a few. So
the Norwegians have probably already listened to it, I guess. I hope. If not, please do. What else can we do? Well, I still have that flag behind me that I haven't talked about, but that is only relevant if you're a student in the city of Trondheim. Yes, use that for your sports club because it's better than the old one. I'd like to change the flag of Oslo
when you come back for your third episode as well.
I'd like to change the flag of Oslo at one point. I haven't, or I have. Me and a friend were sort of decided on, this will work. We just need to launch somehow.
Okay. I mean, I like your chances from your history and everything.
Well, it's much easier to get stuff adopted for like small stuff, like small organizations you're a part of. Like if you want to change the flag of the capital city of
I guess that's
country,
true.
It's
I was about to like challenge you on that and say like, so it's harder to create one for an entire culture, or never mind. But I guess when it is the capital city of your country, like there's a lot more, at least like eyes on it and stuff like that too.
And the Forest Fifth Flank was a contest, so okay, so you already got a foot inside the door. Like something will change. You just have to make the best submission.
Oslo's not holding a contest.
Flag of Oslo is just it's a seal on a bed sheet. It's terrible. And but there you can dig in history and find whatever symbolic elements that are simple geometrical shapes and run with it.
Right.
No, I don't have anything. Oh, what do I plug? If you like flag reviews in Norwegian, I do that still on my Instagram, and they are related to whatever countries are talked about on that geography podcast, 198 land, 198 countries, which I recommend if you are a Norwegian understander.
Or just for fun.
Or just for fun. I don't think you'd appreciate it, and although being quite nerd adds too much.
I think, yeah, the one that you were on, yes, but in general, no, probably wouldn't understand it.
And if not, if you would like to use Frédéric the Flagman's family flag design services, I'm here for you. I could help you.
Where should they hit you up? Like on Instagram?
On Instagram is great.
Okay, cool.
At Flagmannen with 2 G's and 2 N's.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if there's a market for that. Like very nerdy people, yes, but
I mean, after people get a hold of the one you did for me.
Oh. Well, if they're happy with that.
Like if there is a market, it's people that watch and listen to this show. So
yeah, so it is good. I'm not going to do it for free because I'll spend time, and by the time this episode goes out and you decide, oh shit, let's make a family flag, I will hopefully have a healthy screaming baby. So yes. I will value my time.
Yeah, right, exactly. I got in at just the right time.
You got in. You offered to remunerate me, but I declined for your contribution to the flag community, I guess.
Well, I appreciate that, man, and
yeah,
appreciate everything.
But that's probably not going to apply for anyone else.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Now I'll plug that. Frédéric the Flagman's flag services. Is there a word for service that begins with an F?
Not that's safe for work.
If the if the listeners come up with something, and they can get a discount on their flag design.
Oh, okay, yeah, right on. Hey, just say you heard about it here or whatever.
Yeah. No, I'll do that. That's my those are my plugs.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, as far as this show, if you've gotten this far, as I always say, you probably know where to find us. Anywhere where @ symbols are used, we are at flagged for like the number content. Most other places, like I said, Patreon and YouTube, it is flagged for content, all spelled out. We have a link tree that I will put up here and link in the notes. But other than that, I think that's pretty much all I got. And Frédéric, you've been here before. You know that I have no idea how to close this show. It's not news to you or anybody else. So I'm going to ask you, if you do have an idea for us, go ahead, and now's the time. Okay.
Well, being inspired from the last episode that I heard, at least, I will do it in my native tongue, Norwegian. Har du lyst på et flagg designet til din familie, kanskje i anledning ditt bryllup? Ta kontakt med Flaggmannen. Han lager kule flagg, og det kan tematisere bryllupsfesten din eller familieselskapene dine. Det blir kjempebra. Fredriks Flaggmannens flaggforetak. Vær så god.
That was basically an ad, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say it. Just like the podcast, I understood enough. But anyway, we've got to head. On that note, we will see you guys in the Patreon. And for everyone else, we'll see you in a couple weeks. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. I think I understood just enough of that. Flagged for Content is a Flags for Good podcast. Go to flagsforgood.com for more info.